Good morning, Nolan, Bitcoiner. New episode of The Breakup. I'm going to try something a little new today. I'm going to offer just three reasons for the day why you should break up with the fiat system. I'll do a quick contrast of what's going well in Bitcoin. So the first one I had, and you might not hear about this, it's not being heavily covered. The New York Post did a story, a few others, but it looks like the FBI was hacked. Um, some extraordinary number of emails, contacts, personal information. Sorry, the FBI. Yeah, the FBI. And what they were able to do was find IRS information, and they were actually able to get the IRS to mail out um, uh, a series of emails, spam emails that went out. And I believe they were pretty effective in capturing some. I believe they were pretty effective in capturing a lot of personal data with the IRS data included. So the point is, the FBI also wants your banking information. Don't forget, right? They're asking for a lot of insight with the IRS. So the same culprits that are asking for so much more discretion in your financial life and in your personal identity and the things you spend a lot of time guarding and protecting, they're saying, let us do it so you don't have to guard and protect it, but then they just got hacked, and it's quite a big issue. So I don't know the details. Will wait for more fallout from it, but another reason why you should probably not trust these people if they say they're going to do these things for your security and they're this lax in their own security. Maybe they don't understand what they're talking about. And I think that's the case when it comes to um, security of their databases and their servers. And it's not that they're doing anything wrong; they're doing everything exactly right, right? But the things they're doing right are the things we shouldn't be doing in the first place, and that's kind of implicit with a lot of Bitcoin, right? It's a different security organization and structure and outlook and process. Something we call privacy by design, where you can't even have these problems. So that's a major difference. So if you want privacy by design and systems that are engineered to not break down, like the FBI just did with a recent hack, then choose Bitcoin. If you need to do that, these are the reasons why you need to break up with the fiat system because this thing isn't working. But if you don't, what you are getting is a system that, in its nature, has a vulnerability because the very thing that it's purporting to secure is the target, it's the data, right? So the thing they're purporting to secure is the very thing for which people are attacking them. So it usually ends in the same way. The next piece will be something I took from CNBC, and it's about the supply chains again. So they did a list of the issues, and I'll share them with you. They stated the CNBC journalist, or MSNBC, much better than CNBC. So the MSNBC journalist had, expert on talking about the supply chains, the trucking industry, and what they said was trucking is an industry populated by a lot of white men over the age of 55. This group of people overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Some people have talked about, aggressive truck drivers cutting them off and not being helpful. Um, in the end, what they did here was they problematized the trucking agency, the trucking groups as, white, they don't have their age troubles, old, they need vaccinations. Um, and then they say um, these problems were actually caused um, um, because so they have all these personal problems, right? They're white, they're problematic, I guess. They're overly white, they're rude and unhelpful on the street, is what she says. But now that COVID is here, it's exposed that they're not good at their jobs. And here's a solution. She actually goes on to say that we won't have these problems if truck drivers are less white. Um, so if you think that the skin color of your truck driver um, is a vital aspect of public policy, then stay with the current system. I guess they're gonna try and fix it. I guess they're gonna try and change. They're gonna spend some energy on deciding who drive the trucks from now on, because it's not complicated enough, I guess. But if you don't want that, buy Bitcoin, and hopefully we won't have to deal with these crazy supply chains. The last one, somewhat related to the supply chain issue, um, is something that I've seen now in several restaurants. One of them, chicken wings. Now, when you used to get like, you go to a fancy restaurant and you order, a lobster, you get the claws, the lobster claws, right? And they'll say market price, right? The lobster claws are going to be market price, right? That was normal. You might see market price for like a really good ribeye or something like that, right? Well, now a whole major chicken wing chain in the United States is using market price for chicken wings. Chicken wings are going ask your server for the current market price of chicken wings before you order them. Imagine. Now you're going to chicken restaurants trying to get chicken wings that usually have a pretty set price. They've traditionally been cheap, but they've of course gotten more expensive over the years with demand. Chicken wings went from when I was a kid, you could almost get them for free. And then they became a thing that bars used, I remember, to get, feet in the door, and they were like 10 cents and then 25 cents. And now most of them are priced, well over $1 per wing. But now you gotta check the market prices to get them, right? So we've got the FBI hacked, right? Don't trust them with your personal information. Don't let them into the IRS even more, and don't let them into your bank account. That's for sure. We've got this case of, I guess, race being a major issue in the performance of supply chains, according to the U.S. token media outlets. Um, so that's another reason. And then the final is, look, I mean, we're not even going to know the price of our chicken wings in a couple of years in dollars. It's going to get absurd. So if you want to know what the price of your chicken wings are, get a better numeraire, get a better measuring stick. And that's what Bitcoin is. Right? Bitcoin is just a measuring stick. Yeah, one reason why the dollar is going to fail psychologically, and I've used this analogy quite often. It's water is to the Celsius, the metric system for weather, right? For temperatures. All we did was arbitrarily take the properties. So we took the definite certain properties of water and applied them to arbitrariness of temperature change in a sense, right? But we created equal spaces, equal differences between each centigrade level. So that's why zero became the calibration of freezing. Um, it's when water freezes, so a natural good zero. And we made 100 the boiling point. And then we just divided everything into equal parts from there. And then you had a sense of the entire spectrum. And then so you'd understand that the coldest it can be is minus 273 Celsius. It doesn't get colder than that. That's the absolute zero. I don't think there is a maximum temperature, but I guess it's the sun or something like that. Something pretty hot. Um, so when you break the money, it would be like if the properties of water were arbitrary and not certain. It would be like saying, oh no, now from now on, water freezes at 10 degrees and boils at 90. That would be a disaster for our way of life for sure. But it would be unimaginable to calculate the weather systems that result from that. We wouldn't understand what's going on. So that's what happens when you try and buy chicken wings on dollars, right? You don't know what's going on anymore, right? Like you don't know. So let's all predict. Let's myself predict, and let's all see where the chicken wing prices are headed. But I can foresee, we're into the $30 a pound range pretty soon, if we're not there already. And that's not really the kind of situation I want with my wings. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. It's Sunday. I'm gonna stay in Toronto. You can see the old CN Tower there again. There it is. There it is. There's Toronto CN Tower. I'll be here probably till Tuesday. I got the Glenn Greenwald show tomorrow, so we're producing that for Taproot. Taproot activated today, by the way. It came a day early. I guess we recovered enough hash power in the past few weeks to speed up total block times and got it in a few hours than I had projected. So it's one of the first times I haven't hit on-chain, um, you know, events for the shows I produce. I was pretty good with the halving and the time event's pretty far out. But I did miss it this time. That's okay. All right, everyone. See you tomorrow for another episode of The Breakup. Thanks for your time.